And here we go. What's up, YouTube? It's NG, and today I'm into still my Galaxy Fold. Among other things, but this is my fourth week with it. I've become very comfortable with it, and I have a few nice things to say. At least that's what I was going to do when I first decided to make one of these little rants that I do. But this morning I happened to see a post by The Verge, and they did their Galaxy Fold review. Now, I'm not one to judge people's opinions or tech reviewers' opinions. It is what it is, to each their own. But I have to say, again, some of what he said just did not sit right with me. I know someone who watches me. I think it's Jeff J. Is it? He put a reply to how he uses his phone all the time. No issues. I have to agree. I do the same. But this guy was saying things like the form factor. It's awkward to hold. Uh, the screen's too small. It's too expensive. The same rhetoric that so many other reviewers have been saying. And it's a month in, and the negativity still comes through towards the phone. But with me, it's the reverse. I get a more positive feeling when I use the phone now. I'm way more comfortable with it. And I think that's what's going on here. They don't have the device for the amount of time required to adjust to a different type of device. So they base their opinions or their review on maybe a week, maybe two, if even that, and then they put out the review. Now, again, to each their own. But there's one thing that this guy said that really irked me. He said, amongst some other guys too, no one should buy the phone. That there is, like I said when I replied to him, pure folly. Why should no one buy the phone? Is it recommended that everyone buy the phone? Definitely not. It's not for everyone. I have said that. But there are definitely people out there that would benefit from having this device. The phone's not for everyone. We know that. It takes a certain type of person to throw in their hard-earned funds on a first generation experimental device like what the Fold is. Well, those people do exist, and if they are aware of what they're getting into, they should definitely buy the device because it's worth it. It is so worth the asking price because you're getting a taste of what is to come. You just can't say no one should buy the phone because I bought the phone and I'm very happy with the phone. If I had listened to these reviewers, I would have totally missed out on this experience and been stuck with the everyday ho-hum of the regular candy bar style phones that have become so common in the world. No one should buy the phone? No. Most people should not buy the phone because they just can't properly utilize this kind of device. But certain people, if they know what they're getting into, they've done their research, and they're tech enthusiasts, or just want to see what else the world has to offer, they should definitely buy the phone and use it for the full amount of time that you can. If you can keep it for 30 days before returning it, keep it and you use it every day for those days to see exactly how you adjust. Because this phone here, I know with a lot of what I have said, by the way, I love this background. A lot of what I have said about the phone still holds true. To me, it's still not a daily driver, but even that has altered somewhat. I'll say this phone is with me every single day, just not by itself. It needs a companion device. I really try to move all my entire workflow when I'm not driving this over to this. And it's been more or less a seamless experience because I'm coming from my Note to this. Note, my Note is still here. I'm doing the video on it. But I have become accustomed and used to doing most of my work on this. Yes, I can't write with my S Pen, so the Note comes out for that. But pretty much everything else, this. Now, if I had done what they said, don't buy it, I wouldn't have had this illuminating experience with the brand new form factor that this device offers. To watch something, to write, to read, everything on this device is just, or when you use it on this device compared to others, is simply better. That's what you're paying for, the experience of using something that is uncommon, but is completely and effectively usable. 100%. Yes, it's still raining in New York. It's been for like a week plus, day in, day out. You might have a day of sun here, a day of sun there, but for the most part, it's rained damn near every day. And here it is, me with my non-waterproof device, using it whenever I can. Why? I took the chance and I knew what I was getting into, and I fell in love with this device. I just don't understand how you can say, don't buy it. Now, in his defense, he did say, go try it. But he said, even when you try it, don't buy it. Everyone is saying, don't buy it. I agree to disagree. If you know what you're doing, and you have the funds, or like me, you're on a plan, get the device. It won't hurt. And I guarantee if you try this device, you will love the device. My brother, I think I told you guys about him, an iPhone lover, a sheep, if you will. He's had every single iPhone and iDevice, whether it's an iPad or MacBook. I mean, that's his workflow. More power to him. But even he had to admit this device was amazing. He loved the device. Open, the close, open, the close. Having the screen so large to get so much more work done, not having to pull out his iPad or his iPad mini, just open the phone and get to work. Now, they had said that, he likes being able to pull out his other phone. This is back to the reviewer on the subway or the bus and blah, blah, blah. Why can't you do that with this? Yes, people complain that the screen is small. My HTC HD2 had a 4.3-inch screen, same size. Back then, that screen was considered big. It's called the world has become spoilt with these overly large screens. There's nothing wrong with this screen. I use the small screen quite a lot. It's what the screen is used for. You are supposed to just pull out the phone, get something quick done, and use it. Then you put it away. You're not supposed to use the screen to do any kind of in-depth work on your phone. That's not what it's for. It's a large screen to take a quick glance of what you're doing, reply, look, see, take a screenshot of something, and put it back in your pocket. Everyone's saying it's too small, it's too small, it's too small. It's not too small. Not for basic activities on the phone. And if you really have to do something more in-depth, you open the phone up. That's the whole point. It just bothered me. It really did. All these guys, don't buy it, don't buy it. When the wording that they should say, it's not for everyone to buy it. But there are those that would benefit from it. Because there are. You just can't generalize everyone and say no one should buy this device. It's an experiment. It is an experiment. But without experimentation, there can be no adoption of new technology. And if no one buys it, they will see that no one bought it. And you won't have this renaissance of tech. That's what it comes down to. They might call people like me and others who have bought the phone guinea pigs. Well, so be it. It's because of people like us that the world will see improvements in the foldable future of the mobile device. We put our hard-earned time and money into working with the early versions of these. And they take all that info, all the reviews, all the complaints, and they found ways to make it better and better and better. Before phones weren't touchscreen. I remember my first one was this big old black bar with the numbers at the bottom and the green on green little LCD screen up top. I thought that was the ish. Then phones slowly began to get touch input. Stylus at first, then finger, then multi-touch. All that happened over time because people invested their time and money in what was then an expensive gamble. And some of it worked, some of it didn't. The foldable future is definitely going to work. There's no question in my mind. The Fold is the first mass marketed device available to the public right now in limited quantities, but I did read that starting next month, November, they're gonna just release the phone to stores and you can really go in there and just buy one. They had to test the waters to see how it sold. It sold out in India twice. And here in America, you still can't find one. You go to Best Buy, nope. Everywhere, not here, nope. I don't know if it's sold out or if they just didn't get any, but it's just not there. I've been to 8 AT&T stores and T-Mobile stores, and they've never even seen the device. AT&T sells it, yet the workers have never seen it. Go figure. I don't know what's going on. But here it's a rare device. It's a rare commodity to have this in hand. I've never seen anyone with it. And I know I'm not the only one with one. There's people who watch my channel that have it. I don't know if you guys are in New York, but they're there. I've seen no one in New York with this device. I can honestly say I think I'm the only one in my area that has this phone. Is it likely? Yeah, there's not that many folds around, I guess. But it's people like us that bought it and are willing to experiment with this new tech that will drive future tech that is similar to it. Just can't say don't buy it. No one should buy it. It's an expensive experiment. It is an expensive experiment, but it's that experimentation that people need to experiment with. The world needs to know that this kind of thing is out there. That the future is this, not your iPhone, not your Samsung Note. As much as I love my Note, I know it has to go. The form factor is old now. People are getting bored with it. Not so much the S Pen factor. The way to write on your phone is amazing. Dictation, all that, beautiful. But they need to change up the device itself to fit the future that we have. Everything is becoming bigger, but yet we all want it smaller so it's more portable. How else do you do that? Something that folds. The LG G8X was released, actually it's released November 1st, I think. And on AT&T, I think it's released November 1st. I ordered one. I have this, but the LG G8X, well, not the G8X, the V50 with the dual screen was my original plan. Because I did think I would get one of these. It was going to be so rare, so expensive, so whatever the case was, I thought it was out of my reach to get a $2,000 phone. But lo and behold, worked out in my favor, and I never looked back. But I still ordered my LG G8X with the dual screen. But I wanted to be able to compare, see what I have here to what I was going to have there. Will I keep it? Who knows? I do miss my LG devices. I miss the headphone jack and all of that. But when I get it, I'll see it, and we'll see what happens. I'll make a video when it does come in. But one way or another, having something that folds is the future of mobile devices. Whether it's one large screen like the Fold and the Mate X, and what else is coming out? The Razr. There's this other one that Samsung teased at their developers conference, very much like the Razr. Instead of opening that way, it opens like the old flip phone. So it's, I guess you could say it's an S10 that the screen just folds down over on itself. way more portable. I'm sure they'll get the size down. It won't be nearly as thick. Well, one would hope. But this is pretty thick. I can't even lie, but I like it. So that's the future. Everyone is going to get into this realm of design language for phones, but that's the only place left to go until you have some kind of hologram, and to be able to restrain light from moving wherever it wants within a certain confine. That's really not here yet. But when it gets here, I'll jump on it, providing I'm alive. God knows when that is coming through. But that's the future of phones. So it just irked me when that guy and others, because I've heard it a lot, say, "Don't buy it, don't buy it, don't buy it. It's a fail. It's expensive. Blah 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 blah." It's not a fail. I put this phone up against all the other expensive phones, and truth be told, yeah, you can buy your $1,500 iPhone, but it's not much different from the iPhone X or the 8 or the 7. The iOS 13 is just as boring as every other iOS release. There's not much there. It's very simple. It's very intuitive, and it just works. And that's fine for some people. You get the phone, you talk, you text, you got apps, you're done. Nothing special. And you can pay $1,500 for that. Or you can add an extra 400 and change. Yes, it's a few $100 more, but you get way more power, and you get a taste of the future. To me, that alone is worth it. Me buy an iPhone for $1,500 when I spend $1,900 and I get something way more interesting. That's what this is about. People are just so used to the everyday, the mundane, and I don't understand why people are so afraid to tip their toe into something new. Like, oh, what's this? Let's try something different. I think that's why the iPhone sells so well, because there's such little change that people won't know the iPhone 8 from the iPhone 11. Well, they will, because they changed the physical form factor, but it acts exactly the same. All the difference is under the hood, but most people, unless they are really power users, aren't going to see that. It's, I can take a picture, and that's it. Yay. They're so complacent with just being boring when it comes to their mobile device. I mean, to many, that's fine, but to so many, it's not. I'm one of them. I can't do that. I can't even have one Android. I got, what, 5 phones? 6? Some that don't work? Well, let's look. I have 6 that I use regularly. My daily drivers, then ones for very specific situations. I have my Pixel for when I'm taking my pictures. When I know I'm going to an event, Pixel goes in my pocket because it just takes the best pictures. My Note right here is my everyday, because there's nothing it can't handle. As old as it is, this phone here is tried and true. You throw something at it, it will get it done. My OnePlus, the display, the gaming, and another glimpse at the future with no notch. There's no notch. It's just all screen. There's no bezel. It's just a beautiful device. The 90 Hz display, the RAM, the 256 gigs, things fly on that phone. It's a beautiful phone to play games on and to watch things on, just do your everyday work on. It's great. What else do we have? My Essential phone, the first phone that had, well, it's the second one to have the water drop notch. There was a Sharp Aquos phone that first had, but it wasn't very popular. I got it because it was the first phone from Andy Rubin, who helped make Google. Or is it? Yeah. I bought the phone. The metal of the frame, beautiful. The phone itself, even till this day, still gets updates faster than my other phones. It had the Android Q beta before my Pixel did. That just goes to show there are companies out there that know how to update Android. Everything I have has a purpose. The Fold now, its purpose is to be the future of my devices. I love this thing, and no one can tell me I shouldn't have bought it. You need to experience the phone fully, not as a tester, but as an owner. Take it out, use it. Do your stuff with it every day. I'm not saying don't have a secondary, because I said, to me, as much as I love it, I need a companion device. I won't say it's not a daily driver, because even that I have to rethink. It's a daily driver as long as you have a secondary to take its spot in key situations. But you can't say I shouldn't have bought the phone. You can't say no one should buy the phone. Yeah. Anyway, this rant was supposed to be a positive rant, because I read some other articles and reviews and saw some things that made me very happy. One of them was like I said, the Samsung developer conference happened yesterday, and they showed off One UI 2. They said it was coming to the Galaxy Fold. They worked with Google to get the improvements to work with the different size screens and so on. So that's something to look forward to. They also showed off their concept for what could be called the Galaxy Fold 2. Like I said, it folds over on itself like the Razer phone. There was another guy on YouTube who he did a nice little comparison between the Fold and the Apple iPhone 11 Max Pro. That's a lot to say. And he chose the Fold. He said, yeah, the iPhone does everything it's supposed to do, but that's just it. It's just an iPhone. This is something so much more. And I had to agree. And I think that's where the disconnect comes. People can't get away from what they've become so accustomed to. If the phone or the device isn't like such, they are afraid of it. Oh, that's too different. How would you even use that? It's a lot like how when people have iOS and they're afraid to switch over to Android, and vice versa. You have to relearn the way you use things or do things. It happens. But that's pretty much what this rant was. It was supposed to be way more positive, but that reviewer and others like him just got on my nerves by saying no one should buy it. As a reviewer, as a tech enthusiast, you should never dissuade someone who has a genuine interest in a device from getting their hands on that device. You can tell them the cons, but don't say, oh, just don't buy it, because who knows? They might actually like it. And if they trust your word and they don't get that experience, they've missed out. So, as me personally, if I ever get to that level, you'll never hear me say don't buy it. You'll hear me say something like, be careful, know what you're getting into if you buy it. I don't recommend you buy it, but to each their own. Just keep it fair. Don't say things that might offend people like me who did buy it. Don't buy it. I bought it. Many others bought it. And most of us are happy with our purchase. Hell, if it was ever possible, I'd buy one for my wife. She just don't see. She's one of those. She has an iPhone. I mean, she has an S9 too, but the iPhone has taken over her life. She is becoming one of them. Disturbing. But yes, this rant was meant to be way more positive. I know I've said that a few times. It just keeps going through my head. My chest hurts. Just thinking about this madness. But anyway, that's it. Um, Thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for the support. I really do enjoy the comments. I try to get back to everyone who does leave me a comment. I like to keep the conversation going or start up a new conversation. So any questions, comments, curse words, that's always a good one to me. Please feel free to leave them in the comment section. Like and subscribe if you have not. And I'll get back to you whenever I get back to you. This is NG, and this is what I'm into.